Hello, welcome to Brodie's Kitchen. I'm food influencer LuisaInsta, and today I'll be showing you how to make my vegan chocolate chip cookies. I love to make these cookies because they're vegan, so they're perfect for having vegan guests over. And also they're a little bit healthier than regular chewy cookies because they don't use any butter. A lot of the fats that are usually in cookies are actually substituted by healthier ingredients such as coconut milk and apple sauce. I like to think of these as healthy cookies. They're obviously not healthy, but I would say they are better than your regular store-bought cookies. So in a large bowl, I'm going to start off by creaming together the solid coconut oil together with the brown sugar, which again is healthier than white sugar, which is why I love these cookies so much, and the 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I'll just measure these by eye. That looks about right. So using a hand mixer, or obviously if you've got a whisk and a mixing bowl, go ahead and use that. If you don't have a hand mixer, you will have to use liquid oil, and in that case you can just really heavily stir with your hand. So you have that option. I would say it's not preferred, just in terms of how the texture of the cookies will be for future reference. But I'm going to make these the traditional way, which is with solid coconut oil and a hand mixer. I'm now going to add the rest of my liquid ingredients and mix some more. So here goes the coconut milk. You can also use coconut yogurt, so vegan yogurt, I guess, yogurt substitute if you don't have coconut milk. And that's just half a cup in there, and a 1/4 cup of apple sauce. And now for our solid ingredients, I'm going to add our self-raising flour, so that's 2 cups in there. And also our baking soda and salt. And then I'll whisk some more. And there's our lovely cookie dough mixture. It really looks like regular cookie dough. You really wouldn't be able to tell this is vegan if you didn't know what was inside it. I'm going to put my chocolate chips in there and fold them in by hand. Don't whisk them because that will melt the chocolate chips. One cup of chocolate chips is actually quite a lot, so if you're not a huge chocolate fan, you can reduce that by half. And obviously by doing that, you're making these cookies even healthier. When baking cookies, I usually like to make a double dose, which means just doubling the quantities of everything I've told you so far, and then dividing that in half at the end and freezing half and using half there and then to make cookies. Because trust me, when you get those midnight munchies, you will be thanking yourself for having a frozen batch of cookie dough that you can just pop in the oven and have freshly baked vegan cookies in 10 minutes. So that's a trick there. So there's your chocolate chip cookie dough. I'm going to start making the cookies now. If you have an ice cream scoop, that's a very easy way to do it because you just grab a scoop and plonk that onto a prepared baking tin. If you don't have one, you can just make them by hand, which is what I'll be showing you. I'm now going to take the cookie dough and making a ball that is roughly a tablespoon's worth, or just over that, maybe a tablespoon and a half. And I'm going to make a bowl so it's nice and round, no need to flatten it because it will just flatten out with the heat of the oven. And I'm just going to put that onto my baking tin. Make sure you leave a lot of space in between the cookies because they do expand quite a lot while cooking. You will probably need to make a couple of batches just to get all of your cookies cooked. do leave some space between them. If you're unsure if it's enough space or not, then take some out and leave more space than you think, because they do really take up a lot of room, and if you don't leave enough space, they will just bake all together into one smooth sheet of cookie, which isn't a bad thing, I would say, if you're eating them yourself, if you're making them for your own pleasure and for shoving them into your mouth as you're watching Netflix. It doesn't really matter if they're all stuck together and you just cut them with a knife. If you have to serve them to guests, obviously it does make a difference and you want a nice round cookie, and the only way you will get that is by leaving lots of room in between them so that when they do flatten out, they're still not sticking to each other. So I'm going to try making 5 in a small baking tray. I think that's plenty of space. I may be proven wrong, so let's test it and see how we get along. And I'm just going to pop these into the oven at 200 degrees Celsius for about 10 minutes and check them after that. And here they are, fresh out of the oven. So as you can see, 5 was just about enough because they have spread out, but they're not stuck together. I like mine slightly underbaked, so they're nice and chewy in the middle. If you want them a little bit more crumbly, you can just leave them in the oven for an extra 5 minutes. But here's what they're like if you don't. Thank you for watching our video on how to make vegan chocolate chip cookies. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and like and comment. My name's Louisa and I'm food influencer at LuisaInsta, and I've been on Brodie's Kitchen.